These jokes have thousands of views, and I'm excited to share them with you. We get to meet a talking dog, see what some people will do for money, and get some insight on what happens when we age. By the way, we saved the dirty one for last, so make sure to turn down the volume. Let's get started with number 1. Meet the talking dog.
A guy is driving around the backwoods of Montana, and he sees a sign in front of a broken-down shanty-style house. Talking dog for sale. He rings the bell, and the owner appears and tells him the dog is in the backyard. The guy goes into the backyard and sees a nice-looking Labrador retriever sitting there. "You talk?" he asks. "Yep," the lab replies. After the guy recovers from the shock of hearing a dog talk, he says, "So what's your story?" The lab looks up and says, "Well, I discovered that I could talk when I was pretty young. I wanted to help the government, so I told the CIA. In no time at all, they had me jetting from country to country, sitting in rooms with spies and world leaders, because no one figured a dog would be eavesdropping. I was one of their most valuable spies for 8 years running, but the jetting around really tired me out, and I knew I wasn't getting any younger, so I decided to settle down. I signed up for a job at the airport to do some undercover security, wandering near suspicious characters and listening in. I uncovered some incredible dealings and was awarded a batch of medals. I got married, had a mess of puppies, and now I'm just retired." The guy's amazed. He goes back in and asks the owner what he wants for the dog. $10, the guy says. $10? This dog's amazing. Why on earth are you selling him so cheap? Because he's a liar. He's never been out of the yard.
I'd still buy him. Next up, a guy who just wants to get paid.
With the completion of the last will and testament, the invalid father said to his son, "All of my money, stocks, bonds, and real estate will be yours after I die." The son replied, "Dad, is there anything at all that I can do to make your remaining days more tolerable?" "Well, son, yes. There's something you could do. You could take your foot off of my oxygen line."
They seem happy. Next up is one that's a little more relatable. It's old age, and it happens to us all. How long can you hold your breath?
An old lady goes to the doctor for an embarrassing problem. "Doctor, I don't know what it is, but lately I have been passing gas like crazy, but at least they're silent and don't stink. I want you to take this 3 times a day, and we'll see you in a week." The next week, she's back, and she tells the doctor, "Well, I'm still passing gas, however. Now they're really loud, but at least they don't stink." And the doctor smiled and said, "Yes, it looks like we fixed your hearing. Now let's work on your loss of smell."
At least she is taken care of. Let's all relax just a little bit with a joke that may leave you wondering who to tell. Apparently, the kids just love it. Meet Orange Head.
I walked into a coffee shop, and I saw a man with a big orange head. I went to the barista and said, "Say, what's with the guy with the big orange head?" The barista said, "Buy him a coffee, and maybe he'll tell you his story." So I went up to the man with the big orange head, coffee in hand, and he said, "I bet you want to hear about how I got the big orange head, huh?" I said, "Yes, if you don't mind." He said, "Well, let me tell you, I was walking along the beach and I saw a lamp. I rubbed the lamp, and a genie came out and said I could have 3 wishes. For my first wish, I wished for money, and money rained from the sky and I was rich. For my second wish, I wished for love, and a beautiful woman emerged from the ocean, and we were married immediately." I looked at the man with the big orange head and said, "I don't get it. What's with the big orange head?" The man with the big orange head sighed and said, "Well, that's where I went wrong. For my third wish, I wished for a big orange head."
Any guesses at whose picture that was in the beginning? This next one is my favorite. It's a clever way to make some extra money. Let's see how.
An old lady is traveling down the street holding 2 bags. As the old lady is walking, out of one of the bags there is a hole, and every so often a $20 bill falls out. After a while, a police officer sees this and approached the lady to tell her that money is falling out of one of the bags. The old lady, thankful for the kindness of the policeman, starts praising him for his good deed as she starts walking back, gathering as many bills as she can. The police officer, whilst helping her out, asks the old lady, "Hold on! Where have you gotten all this money from? You didn't steal it, did you?" The old lady replies, No, of course not. My house is next to the sports stadium and bar. So every day when there is a sports game, after a while in the evening, people come and relieve themselves on my flower beds, making a mess everywhere. So what I do is, I hide behind the flowers with my hedge trimmers, and whenever someone comes to pee on the flowers, I tell them, give me a $20 bill or I'll snip it. And that's where I got the money from. The police officer, amused, congratulates the old lady on her idea, but asks, so what's in the other bag then? The old lady replies, well, not everyone pays.
Please, don't open the bag. This next one is what happens when you think you outsmarted your significant other.
A guy is reading his paper when his wife walks up behind him and smacks him on the back of the head with a frying pan. He asks, what was that for? She says, I found a piece of paper in your pocket with Betty Sue written on it. He says, geez, honey, remember last week when I went to the track? Betty Sue was the name of the horse I went there to bet on. She shrugs and walks away. 3 days later, he is reading his paper when she walks up behind him and smacks him on the back of the head again with a frying pan. He asks, what was that for? She answers, your horse called.
Do horse tracks still exist? And for the last one, watch this guy use all his brain juice.
A man and a woman meet at a bar one day and are getting along really well. They decide to go back to the woman's house, where they engage in passionate activities. The woman suddenly cocks her ear and says, "Quick, my husband just got home. Go hide in the bathroom." So the man runs into the bathroom. Her husband comes up into the bedroom and looks at her. "Why are you naked?" he asks. "Well, I heard you pull up outside, so I thought I would come up here and get ready for you." "Okay," the man replies. "I'll go get ready." He goes into the bathroom before his wife can stop him and sees a naked man standing there clapping his hands. "Who the heck are you?" the man asks. "I am from the exterminator company. Your wife called me in to get rid of the moths you are having problems with," the husband exclaims. "But you are naked." The man then looks down and jumps back in surprise. "Those little bastards."
And that's all of them for today. I really hope you enjoyed. This video took a bunch of work, so please like it if you did, and subscribe if you think talking dogs are cool. Bye.